When I set out to write Richer, Wiser, Happier, I had a simple goal in mind. I wanted to unlock the secrets of those who had achieved extraordinary success in life. Not just financial success, but a holistic kind of prosperity. This book is the result of that curiosity, a distillation of insights from some of the world's most successful investors and thinkers. The journey of writing this book took me across continents and into the minds of truly remarkable individuals. I spoke with billionaire investors, Nobel laureates, and philosophical thinkers. Each conversation was a treasure trove of wisdom, offering unique perspectives on wealth, life, and happiness. What struck me most was how these seemingly different people often arrived at similar conclusions about what truly matters in life. In this essay, I'll share some of the key themes and lessons from Richer, Wiser, Happier. So let's embark on this journey together, exploring the wisdom of some of the world's most successful people, and discovering how we can all become richer, wiser, and happier. When we think of wealth, our minds often jump straight to money. But the truly wealthy individuals I interviewed for Richer, Wiser, Happier had a much broader definition of wealth. They understood that while financial security is important, it's just one piece of a much larger puzzle. True wealth includes rich relationships, good health, intellectual growth, and a sense of purpose. Many of the successful people I spoke with emphasized the importance of these non-financial aspects of wealth. They saw money as a tool, not an end in itself. It was a means to achieve freedom, to pursue passions, and to make a positive impact on the world. Another key aspect of true wealth that emerged from my conversations was the wealth of time. Many of the most successful investors I spoke with had structured their lives to have control over their time. This redefinition of wealth, from mere money to a life rich in experiences, relationships, and personal growth, is a powerful lesson for all of us. Throughout my journey of writing Richer, Wiser, Happier, I had the privilege of speaking with some of the most successful investors in the world. These weren't just people who had made a lot of money. They were individuals who had consistently outperformed the market over decades. One of the most striking lessons I learned was the importance of independent thinking. Legendary investors like Sir John Templeton and Howard Marks emphasized the need to think differently from the crowd. This contrarian approach often led them to investment opportunities that others had overlooked. Another crucial lesson was the power of patience. Many of the investors I interviewed, including Warren Buffett, stressed the importance of long-term thinking. They weren't interested in quick gains or short-term market fluctuations. Perhaps the most surprising lesson was the emphasis these successful investors placed on emotional control. They understood that investing is not just about numbers and analysis, it's also about managing your own psychology. One of the most consistent themes that emerged from my conversations with successful investors was the importance of patience and long-term thinking. Warren Buffett, often called the Oracle of Omaha, is perhaps the best example of this approach. Buffett's investment strategy is famously based on buying great companies and holding them for the long term. He once said, "Our favorite holding period is forever." This patience has allowed him to benefit from the power of compound interest, turning relatively modest investments into billions of dollars over decades. But it's not just about financial investments. The principle of patience and long-term thinking applies to many aspects of life. Charlie Munger, Buffett's longtime partner, emphasized the importance of continuous learning and self-improvement over a lifetime. The power of patience extends to personal relationships as well. By taking a long-term view in all aspects of life, investments, learning, and relationships, these individuals were able to achieve a level of success and fulfillment that goes far beyond mere financial wealth. One of the most counterintuitive lessons I learned while writing Richer, Wiser, Happier was the importance of embracing failure. Many of us are taught to fear failure, to see it as something to be avoided at all costs. But the successful individuals I interviewed had a radically different perspective. They saw failure not as an endpoint, but as a stepping stone to success. Sir John Templeton, the legendary investor and philanthropist, was a prime example of this mindset. He once told me, "I've always tried to be optimistic, but I've always tried to be realistic too." Templeton didn't shy away from challenges or the possibility of failure. Instead, he saw them as opportunities to learn and grow. Many of the investors I spoke with talked about the importance of taking calculated risks. By reframing failure as a necessary part of the journey to success, these individuals were able to bounce back from setbacks more quickly and learn valuable lessons along the way. One of the most fascinating insights I gained while writing Richer, Wiser, Happier was the importance of contrarian thinking. The most successful investors I interviewed weren't followers, they were independent thinkers who often went against the grain of popular opinion. Howard Marks, co-founder of Oak Tree Capital Management, emphasized this point strongly. He told me, "You can't do the same things others do and expect to outperform." Marks explained that to achieve superior results, you need to think differently and be willing to act on those different thoughts. This often means going against the prevailing wisdom of the market, which can be uncomfortable and even scary at times. But contrarian thinking isn't just about being different for the sake of being different, it's about developing a deep understanding of a situation and having the courage to act on that understanding, even when it goes against popular opinion. Sir John Templeton, for example, made some of his best investments during times of maximum pessimism. The key is to develop your own well-reasoned views and have the courage to act on them, even when they differ from the majority opinion. One of the most crucial skills I observed in the successful investors I interviewed for Richer, Wiser, Happier was their ability to balance risk and reward. These individuals weren't reckless risk-takers, nor were they overly cautious. Instead, they had developed a nuanced understanding of risk and how to manage it effectively. Warren Buffett, often seen as a conservative investor, actually takes significant risks, but he does so in a calculated manner. He once told me, "Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing." Buffett's approach involves seeking a margin of safety, investing in companies at prices significantly below their intrinsic value, to minimize downside risk while maximizing potential rewards. Another important aspect of risk management that came up repeatedly in my interviews was diversification. While some investors, like Charlie Munger, advocated for concentrated portfolios of their best ideas, others emphasized the importance of spreading risk across different investments. This approach to risk management, seeing it as a puzzle to be solved rather than a threat to be feared, is a powerful lesson for investors and non-investors alike. One of the most striking commonalities I found among the successful individuals I interviewed for Richer, Wiser, Happier was their commitment to continuous learning. These weren't people who believed they had all the answers. Instead, they approached life with curiosity and a hunger for knowledge that never seemed to diminish, regardless of their age or level of success. Charlie Munger, in his 90s at the time of our conversation, exemplified this attitude. He told me, "I'm always learning. I try to go to bed a little wiser than when I got up." This commitment to daily learning wasn't just about acquiring facts. It was about developing a deeper understanding of the world, challenging their own assumptions, and constantly refining their mental models. Many of the investors I spoke with emphasized the importance of reading widely. The lesson here is clear. Continuous learning isn't just about acquiring new information, it's about constantly refining our understanding and decision-making processes based on new knowledge and experiences. Throughout my conversations with successful investors and thinkers for Richer, Wiser, Happier, one theme that consistently emerged was the importance of finding purpose and meaning in life. These individuals hadn't just accumulated wealth, they had discovered what truly mattered to them and aligned their lives accordingly. For many, this sense of purpose extended far beyond making money. Sir John Templeton, for instance, found great meaning in his philanthropic work. He told me, "I focus on how to use wealth, not how to get wealth." Templeton saw his financial success as a means to make a positive impact on the world, funding scientific research and promoting spiritual progress. This shift from accumulation to contribution brought him a deep sense of fulfillment in his later years. Others found purpose in the process of investing itself. For Warren Buffett, the joy of the game, finding undervalued companies and watching them grow, was a significant source of meaning. The key lesson here is that true wealth includes having a sense of purpose and meaning in life, whatever form that may take for each individual. One of the most intriguing aspects of my research for Richer, Wiser, Happier was exploring the relationship between wealth and happiness. It's a question that has fascinated humans for centuries. Does money really buy happiness? The answers I found were nuanced and often surprising. Many of the wealthy individuals I interviewed acknowledged that financial security does contribute to happiness to a certain extent. Having enough money to meet basic needs and provide a comfortable life undoubtedly reduces stress and anxiety. As one investor put it, money can't buy happiness, but it can certainly rent it. The connection between wealth and happiness is complex, but understanding it can help us navigate our own paths to a richer, wiser, and happier life.